Worsening ties with Australia. Japan seen as obstacle for China. China's worsening relationship with Australia and Japan is an obstacle to its foreign policy goal of building stronger ties with ASEAN and the Asia-Pacific APAC region. An advisor to its cabinet said yesterday the lack in one major dimension of China's relationship with the most major of United States allies in the APAC region, Japan and Australia, can cause the results of China's foreign policy goals to be far from what Beijing might expect, said Dr. Shireen Hong. He was delivering the concluding address at the annual Straits Times Global Outlook Forum held online. The South China Sea dispute is another factor that stands in the way of a better China-ASEAN relationship, he added. Disputes and occasionally low-intensity conflict over the South China Sea will continue as before, said Dr. Shir, who is also director of the Academic Committee of the School of International Studies and U.S. Research Center of Renan University of China. Relations between Australia and China have worsened over the past year after Australia pushed for an independent international inquiry into the outbreak of the coronavirus, which was first reported in Wuhan, a city in central China. Dr. Sher said that China has since retaliated with economic sanctions and diplomatic condemnation, which is without end in sight. It did not help that Australia and Japan agreed on a military pact in November last year which allows Japanese and Australian troops to visit each other's countries and conduct training and joint operations in a move seen to counter China's growing influence in the region. Dr. Sher added the Japanese military can also protect Australian forces if needed under the Pact on U.S.-China relations. Dr. Sher said the election of Mr. Joe Biden as the next U.S. president will provide more certainty to the U.S. approach towards China compared with that under outgoing President Donald Trump, but improvements will be limited or even temporal. Dr. Sher said there will be no sufficiently significant difference between Mr. Biden and Mr. Trump over the major issues such as Taiwan, Hong Kong, South China Sea, Xinjiang, Tibet, and China's religious and human rights situations. The decoupling of Chinese high-tech companies from the US and law enforcement actions against China over claims of subversive penetration will continue in a largely similar intensity, he added.